We're here with John McGuirk, and this is his Eliason. Can you tell us about it, John?
Well, Karen, this is a 1946 Eliason with the Indian Scout motor on it. It's serial number 295. It's been sitting in the museum about 6-7 years now, and we were really excited, all us guys today. It started on the second kick when we put gas in it today, so we thought maybe we were going to have an all-day project. It was one of the later ones made. It was made in Wisconsin before they moved the front-wheel drive, moved the operation up to Kitchener, Ontario. It's one of the last front-engine machines before they went to the rear-engine machine. So quite excited that it's still running. We've trail ridden it before. There's unfortunately not enough snow here this weekend to ride it, or we'd be out riding it right now. But we'll have it in the show so people can see it. This year, the featured sled here at the top of the lake is the Eliason Snowmobile. And there's going to be quite a few here. I would expect 6, 7, 8 machines all together will be here. It's going to be a lot of fun to see them all. Campbell says that Indian delivered, no, your question, no, delivered a railroad car of Indian motors to these guys when they started making these in front wheel drive. So the number on that 42 and the number on here, those serial numbers are all the same batch. So they probably come out of that railroad car.
So what in the picture, Eliason's book in there, the picture shows some coming out of the snow caves.
Yeah, they did have some. Wayne Campbell said they bought some and they patrolled the perimeter of the Army Air Force. You know, they were Army Air Force bases. Then they patrolled the perimeter in Maine of the Air Force bases. And somewhere they had the mountain training where there's 3 of them showing.
Yeah, that's what.
And then they got white canvas on the front of them.
So that was just training.
Yeah. Now there's another thing that they show pictures, but I've never seen a real one. They've got a blower sitting out here, and there's another gear underneath this cover right here that you can connect the chain, and that blower was to blow air up on the motor. If you see some of the brochures will show that blower, but I've never seen one in person.
For the warmth?
To cool it in the winter. They were worried about it, but you know, that thing, if you run it in the summer on a motorcycle, it sure as heck probably get burned up in the winter. When I took this, when I brought it home to California, and I took it to this guy that does nothing but Indians and Hendersons, and I drove up in his driveway. I called him before I got there, but then I started rolling out of the trailer, and he was standing there like Cal is. He turned around and ran.
Did you get his camera?
In his building. Boy, he was in there on a phone calling all his Indian buddies. I'll bet 50 guys on Indian motorcycles showed up to see that. Then they escorted me across town to a guy that was going to make this piece for me. He wouldn't let me drive over. They escorted me with their motorcycles.
Where did you get the other one? You got one in California.
Well,
where did you go for the one
I get this old car news every 2 weeks from Iowa, Wisconsin. And they always have auctions. There's an ad about this big with postage stamp size pictures of cars. This guy was going to have an auction out in New Hampshire. And the last picture was that Eliason. And if you didn't know what you was looking for, you guessed it. So I called them, and then they gave me the website, and I went on the website and looked at it. And I bid on it online. I've never done that in my life.
And you've never seen it?
Well, I'd already had this one, but
Was that the DuPont sled?
Yeah.
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 And then later, Dick Hole and I took this one and that one. We all took it to the same time. They took a half a day. And somebody else, John and John, spent a half a day with this. And they had dug up over in the shed the information on it. The other one was sold to E. Paul DuPont in 1942, and he was the president of Indian Motorcycle.
Wow.
Yeah. She couldn't have it all.
Somebody jumped in and cost me
That still was a steal. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, guy up
So you went out to New Hampshire to pick it up, or did you
No,
find somebody to
Terry
ship it?
Basher picked it up for me.
Okay,
You know,
yep.
He used to do what Costa does.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
He picked it up for me. And Karen, I called the auction company because I wanted to get more information on it because I had no information at that time.
Right.
And they said, well, we can't give you the name of who sold it. We're not allowed to do that. But they said, if you'll send us an email of what you're looking for, we will forward the email.
Oh.
I said, okay. So I did that. And I didn't hear anything for a couple of months. And I get this letter in the mail one day, just a little envelope. It's got an index card in it. And all it said was, this snowmobile was in a DuPont museum. No return address, no signature, no date, no nothing. That's all. So I didn't know anything about it till they dug that up.
Yeah.
The original
That's cool.
records for they lost most of the records when the hardware store burned down. This was out in the shed.
Look at what we have here. Motor Toboggan.
Yeah,
Coffee stout.
this company up in Wisconsin now is featuring a different picture or a tribute to the Eliason sled on their beer or their stout that they make. And
Awesome.
I think this is either the 5th or 6th year now they've had a different can. So.